Farias. Like I said earlier, Ruby and I, gone back 25 plus years, we won't say how about that. 25 plus years. We met in Arizona. I lived in Arizona for 15 years, and Ruby and I met there. We was going to University of Phoenix, so funny. Okay, so I laugh at my own jokes sometimes. So we're sitting in class. You don't want to tell, I'm just going to tell the snippet. We're sitting in class, and we were supposed to be in a group. So it was her, another young lady, a gentleman, another gentleman, whatever, and we were doing a business project where we was coming up with this, marketing. We was coming up with this idea, and it was just crazy. It was crazy. We wasn't prepared, so we were gonna wing it. And who did you guys pick to go up and wing it? Me. So we talked through this. It was so stupid, and we talked through it, and guess what we got? We got made. We went in the back and laughed. We died. We were like, geez, who's an idiot? Oh, we're idiots. But it was all good. So let me welcome Ms. Ruby Farias.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm very honored to be here. And, well, how did I get here? That's my whole thing. I don't have the little, let's see, and how do we do this? Okay. I just sort of thought, well, I think that needs to be turned up. I thought I would share with you, who I am. And it's quite an evolution, really. But of course I'm a mom, and my daughter is here today. I am a wife. I am married to a wonderful, supportive husband, Lance. And of course I'm an artist and designer, and I got an A in art. I just wanted to say that. I have a very balanced and creative eye, and that just comes with being an artist. And so anything that I look at, whether it's clothing or an art piece, I have my comments. But I'm one of 11 children. I'm Hispanic, and actually my parents are from Texas. Our family originated in the Rio Grande Valley. So I come from very humble beginnings, and I really consider myself a late bloomer. I'm the youngest of 7 girls. I have one younger brother, but everyone else is older than I am. And so I always hung out with my nieces and nephews. I have a niece in the audience today, which is great to see. And I've always been a lover of nature and art. It comes from my mother. I am an extrovert, so I'll talk to anyone, and happy to do so. I'm always optimistic. I always look on the brighter side of things, and I believe everyone should. I'm really an advocate, and I support the community. I firmly believe that even as an entrepreneur or solopreneur, that we need to help our community, and we need to be visible. So that is great. I always have a circle of friends. My family is great. They're all very supportive of me. And as Anita mentioned, sometimes people will lead out. But I want to share with you my career, and I've gone through quite a number of things, and that's why I'm here, and the fears that I've gone through. So I lived in the corporate world for 28 years. In those 28 years, 15 of those, I was truly focused on my career and got lost and didn't really do any of my art. And I say lost because during that time, being in the corporate world was dog eat dog, and I have been out of it since 2008. So I don't know if it's still like that or not. My hope is that it's getting better. Okay, maybe not. But you know what? I've learned a lot since then, and I want to share all of that with you. Entering as an entrepreneur, in 2008, it was during the recession, And I had a 10-year-old daughter at home. I had already started painting again. I had a studio in Phoenix and was selling my work in different galleries and online. So I was doing that on canvas. During the recession, I had the opportunity to either go with another corporate job or go home, focus on my daughter, and focus on my passion. I was right, to say the least, for my work. So I decided it was time. I had previously decided that maybe in 2 years, in 2010, Tara, my daughter, would be 12, and I would just stay home and just do that. But I was pushed. Somehow, I was pushed. And I made the decision because my life was Tara, and my passion had always been art. And it was time. It was just my time. I founded a paint and sip studio, which I've seen some here in Dallas. I was the first one in Phoenix. It's where you paint and drink wine. Or beer. But it was the first one in the Valley, and it was great and wonderful. It made me feel wonderful. I did all these different team building events, teaching, really bringing people back into their passion of art, and that was great. But one day, I went to a nonprofit event, and I was wearing this red dress that I had painted because I was starting to wear some of my art. And I had a mentor approach me and said, you know what, we need to chat. And I said, okay, we'll do that. And she was my first client in designing and painting on clothing. So from there, I moved to solopreneur. So here I am. I do custom, one-of-a-kind, painted and embellished clothing and accessories. So that includes shoes and handbags, and I do hats and all that. But, you know, what I wanted to is share what I've learned and all of the mistakes that I made. And there was a lot of fear going into every single step I took. But you know what? It was more one step at a time, 15 minutes a day. Even if you're working, you know, a full-time job and have another passion, that doesn't mean that you can't do both. And so I started with my passion, but I needed a clear vision. You really have to have a clear vision. These are the things that I believe in. So I'm sharing this with you because this was my passion. And what I ask you is, what is yours? What are you drawn to? What makes you feel good? How can you help others? What drives you? What motivates you? And I went to a seminar where I wrote a letter to my mom. This was 5 years in advance. And everyone is incorporated. So I have my daughter included, my husband, people that I know very closely, and everything in that letter dictates 5 years ahead, where you want to be, and I mean take it to the highest level possible. Don't settle for less. And then your vision will become clearer. Get comfortable with your 60-second elevator speech. We always, you know, speak to who you are, what you do, and what you want people to hear. And find a mentor. One of the biggest mistakes, especially when I was an entrepreneur, going into a brick and mortar, was I had no clue what I was doing, and I had no one to go to. I learned the hard way. Trust me, I did. So if you can find someone who has the experience, and one of the things that you're also going to be confronted with are people that are afraid to share. I was afraid to share. Right now, I'll share whatever. If anyone has any questions for me regarding building, studio, art, whatever, a startup business, I'll be more than happy to share with you what I've experienced. Visualize your dream. Don't worry about how to get there. You know, we talk about developing a business plan. I had one for me, the artist, brick and mortar. But for Ruby Farias Designs, I did not. I just knew where I was seeing way ahead of time. When you start, identify your audience and find your niche. A lot of times what I was hearing is, oh, I do this for everybody. You have to narrow it down, bring it down smaller, and find your niche. The biggest mistake I made was not realizing how strong and how important it was for networking and building relationships. It is unbelievably important. When I first started Me the Artist, I was clueless. All I did was spend money on marketing, and that just went away and no one knew anything about it, and I lost thousands of dollars. So the other thing is surround yourself with positive people. Anita touched on this. You're going to find yourself that you're going to weed out people, or they're going to weed themselves out really, because you need to identify your circle. Has anyone heard of the front row? Who's in your front row? This is something that is vitally important. Who can help you get to the next level? Who are your supporters? Who needs to be weeded out? Everybody in that front row, if they're not supporting you or helping you get to that next level, you need to put them in the back row. Okay? Give your time and talent to your community. I learned that too. It's so important that you're able to go out, help, volunteer, be visible to different nonprofit organizations. You will be amazed at the different levels of community within your nonprofits. Distractions. We all have them, right? Who's distracting you? What's distracting you? Are we stuck on our phones? Are we looking up? Are we seeing who we need to see? And then living by your agenda, not someone else's. When you get an email every day from someone else, their agenda's on your screen, not yours. So spending time on emails and texting and all those things combined, technology can be a major distraction. And when you are ready, I've had several business coaches spend the money on yourself. You need to take seminars, you need to go and learn more and more about yourself and everything that will help guide you to your success. And don't hesitate to modify your direction. Sometimes we have to tweak things and move around. So I think that is all that I had. But I want to just thank you again. I'm delighted. Thank you, Janetta, my good girlfriend. I hope some of that information, if not all of it, was very helpful to you.